This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Welcome to this episode of Cats and Pudding. And today, oh my God, I have such a great guest. I have the one and only Mario Bosco in my office. Oh, sorry, I said my office, excuse me, my studio. I always say office because there's always patients in my office.
How'd you say my last name?
It's Bosco, right?
Bosco, like the chocolate milk.
Bosco. Yeah, see, I said it right.
Okay,
Isn't
good.
that good? I usually butcher everybody's last name, and yours, because it's Italian, I didn't butcher your last name. I'm so happy you're here with me today,
I'm
Mario.
happy to be here.
You made it.
I made it. I text you because I thought it was like 300 3rd Avenue, and I see 777, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, does she know where she's at? Or am I not in the right place? Because you said 49 and 3rd. So the train was like, take the B train to the 6 or 6 Diamond and then walk 5 minutes. And I went to Rockefeller Center, took the easy one, and I had to walk. And I was like,
But you made it.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I sent you my location, though. I did.
Yeah, you sent me a location. If I only knew how to read the location, then we'd be okay.
So tell everybody, well, Mario is on one of the most popular podcasts,
yes.
right? And also he's a comedian he's a very popular comedian. Tell us about how you got started in becoming this wonderful comedian that you are.
Well, I started in show business in 1987. There was a show in Midwood, Brooklyn called The Cosby Show that was filmed at NBC in Avenue M in Brooklyn. One day on a hot summer day, I was strolling through the streets, patrolling, I would say, and I bumped into a friend from school, and she had like milkshake, and I'm like, why do you have milkshake all over you? And she's like, I just ran into Lisa Bonet, who plays Denise on The Cosby Show, and yada yada yada. And my coincidence would normally be to keep, like, go right away, go try to go. So I didn't go right away. I went the week after on a Wednesday. And they're like, oh, they're not here, they're on hiatus. I don't know what hiatus was. Go back the second week. Sorry, they're not back yet, they're still on hiatus. I go back the third week. And by now, me and security, her name was Marie, we were like on first name basis. So she goes, hold on. And she goes and gets Mr. Cosby, and he comes out. He had a gray jogging suit, cigar, glass with coffee and milk, puts the cigar in his mouth, coffee glass here, and shakes my hand, changes my world. That was in the summer of 86, in the fall of 80, not in the fall, I'm saying the winter of 80, I would say February, March, probably February. I went up to him. I said to Marie one day, I go, Marie, if you see Mr. C, tell him I'm looking for him. He goes, Mr. Cosby just walked past you and said, good night, Mario, and you ignored him because I was talking to some famous, significant other, more important than him, but whatever. So a week later, I go up to him and I tell him, and he says to me, okay, if you want to do it, you got to bring me your parents. So you can't just do it without permission.
Right.
You're a child, you're a minor, you know. They loved me in the studio. So I said, no problem. Went home, told my parents. They knew where I was going. And they're like, you're going to get kicked out. You're going to get kicked out. I'm like, no, they need to come. So I show up the next Wednesday, and I'm in the bleacher area with somebody who went by the name of Romeo Blue, who happens to be Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
And Lenny used to date Lisa Bonet before he married her. So I'm sitting there, and he's got his guitar, and he's just jamming away while they're coming into the studio, all the actors. And Mr. Cosby comes in. He goes, Mario! I go, hey, Mr. C, how are you? He goes, did you get your parents? Where's your parents? I go, you were serious about that? And he goes, weren't you? And I was like, yeah. So ran. I was like, go, Mario, go get your parents. Figure where they are. I'm calling home in the payphone. My mother's name. Thank God my mother made the turn on Avenue M and East 14th. And she went in, and he changed my life. I became an official actor in movies. My first movie was in a movie called was filmed in Coney Island with Sam Elliott. I can't remember. It was
Love Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he was in a ride somewhere, and he had to jump out of the ride at the parachute thing, and we're all watching because he was doing something there. It was either called Blue. It was supposed to be called Blue Jeans, but I think they changed it to something else. And then I started just doing constant extra work, and I finally standing. And then I landed in some movie roles, like Bullet, with Mickey Rourke, Tupac, Ted Levine from Sounds of the Lambs, Adrian Brody played Mickey Rourke's brother. It's like a big cast. The mother who played Karen from Henry Hill from Goodfellas.
That's Lorraine Bracco. The mother. Oh, her mother.
A full cast. Ensemble cast. Amazing. Did that part. Then I did Studio 54. And then I figured I'm going to open up a talent agency. I'm going to book for extra work, help out casting, get them all the extras they need for the role, for whatever parts they need. We need 6 men tall with business suits, and we need 3 this way and 2 that, and I'd get them all. And because I helped the casting director on the movie Keeping the Faith, Ben Stiller, Ed Norton, I forgot what the girl was. I forgot Jenna Elfman. I think it was Jenna Elfman. I think it was Jenna Elfman. He gave me stand-in work on NYPD Blue. One day, I'm on the set. Now, I had to do, the kid was a small kid. The kid was like 5 years old. So I'm a little taller than a 5-year-old, right. So I had to do it on my knees, like they'd stand on my knees for the light and stuff. Sometimes I had to take can you go down on the steps on your knees? And I'm like, I ain't gonna have knees after this, but all right, you're gonna that's it. You gotta eat crow, they say in this business, right? So continue on. One day I was on the phone talking to my mother in Italian, and the executive producer, who was a real cop on the job, a real NYPD detective, he became an executive producer. He heard me talk. He's like, "You're Italian?" I was like, "Yes, Sicilian, this, that." He's like, and he started talking to me in Italian, and he's like, "I'm not Italian, I'm from Canadian," but he goes, "I was stationed in Italy during Vietnam, and I picked up the language, and we still talk once in a while, and he's not doing anything, but he's a great guy," and gave me his card, introduced me to David Milch. David Milch changed my life. David Milch created Hill Street Blues with Stephen Bosco, created NYPD Blue, created LA Law. He did Deadwood on HBO. He did Deadwood. Done a lot of great work. And he's very sick now, David. He's great executive producer. And he gave me his card, and he said, "Hey, call me if you're ever coming into town, if you ever come to LA." And then one holiday season was I don't know what happened. I called Bill, whatever, and he's like, "Oh, David wants to say hello." And he put, "Hey, Mario, how are you? How's New York?" And I go, Good. He goes, "When you come into town, I think I have something for you." And I was like, "You what?" I was like, "Yeah, baby, I'm coming." Flew out right after the holidays in January. Got into a little misfit out there with a couple of friends. We train wrecked in a hotel room. And unfortunately, I don't do that anymore.
Good for you.
I go to God now. I don't do that kind of stuff. It wasn't even all me. It was somebody else that did a lot of the damage. But so he was like, "Go home, Mario. Go home. Go home. You're going to get yourself arrested, and I can't help you here in LA.
Right.
So I was like, "No, but he wants to give me that pawn. I need it. I need like a crying kid whining in
How
a
old were you at this time?
27.
Okay.
I was whining like
How old are you now, Mary?
52.
Well, you look very young, obviously. Well, they tell you all the time how young you look. Now, so you were 27 when this happened, and then they sent you home?
They sent me home. They told me, "You got to go home. We'll fly you out." And then about a month later, he stood on top, and then they were going to use me in episode 717. But because Frank Vincent was in it, they felt Frank would overpower me.
Right.
So they put me in 718, Lucky Luciano. I believe in destiny.
Yes.
I believe things happening for a reason. People come into my life for a reason. Right here.
Yeah.
I believe that, and 718, I got on. Now, I was given the first 2 opening scenes. I'm in the jacuzzi at the, they put me at the Marriott, and when the first day I got there, he goes, this is the production, goes, here, you're staying at the Marriott, ba-da-ba. So I get a call from the producer. He goes, if you touch a fork on top of the table, he goes, I will pack you up and ship you in a garbage bag back to Brooklyn. So, I tend sometimes to push
The envelope?
the envelope a little
Okay.
bit. So I'm in the jacuzzi with my cousin Freddie, and I'm looking at, and I'm like, he goes, what's the matter? I just wrapped. I'm going home on Wednesday. This was a Friday. I had a few extra days in Hollywood. What is the problem, Mario? Why you say? I'm like, listen, but they're not going to know me by the end of the episode. I'm going to be forgotten. He goes, what do you mean? I go, I have the first 2 scenes, and then the whole rest of the show, I have nothing. He goes, so what are you going to do? I go, well, I have to do something that I don't want to do. And he goes, they gave it to you. You didn't audition. And I was like, I know. Usually an actor will get reported to the union for doing something like this. And I went to the lunch meeting, and I wasn't even invited. I showed up unannounced, crashed the lunch meeting at the commissary at Fox Studio. When I walk in, and they're like, Mario, Sid, what's going on? How are you? I go, I got a question, but if I ask you guys going to kill me? Am I going to get banned? Am I going to get thrown out? He's like, no, whoa, what's on your mind? I go, well, I was thinking, I love what you guys did for me, and it's all great. He goes, yeah, Matt. And I'm looking at Bill Clark. Bill's the guy that got me on. And I'm looking at him going, like, really? You're going to do this? And he goes, so David goes, Mario, what do you, tell me, what are you feeling? I go, well, in the first 2 scenes, they're coming to me asking about the crime and what's going on. And it ended pretty well in the second scene. But nobody's going to know who I am by the end of the show because there's so much more going on. So Bill turned to a couple of, David Milch turned to a couple of producers. He turned to Stephen Bochco, who created the show. The owner of the company of Bochco Production was there, and he's like, I'm going, oh my God, this guy's like, I once said to Stephen Bochco, I go, Stephen, we both have the same last name. You must be Italian. He goes, no, I'm Polish.
Was he a nice guy?
He was a very nice guy. He passed away, but I did get a scene at the end of the episode.
You did?
Oh, I
so
did.
You did. See? So it worked
and
out.
I got to stay in LA for like 2 more weeks.
Wow. So that was great. So how many series did you do besides that? That was what, Hill Street Blues or
I know, that was NYPD Blue. NYPD Blue. But
I love NYPD Blue.
I got into some more.
That was with Sipowicz, right?
Yep. I got into more misfits, so I started borrowing golf carts on the studio lot. But I would crash them or I'd drop them. I borrowed all of NYPD Blue, left them bad with no plug-in. I was naive. And then I'd go to The Simpsons, because Simpsons was across from us. I'd go to The Simpsons and I go, excuse me, can I please borrow your golf cart? Like, well, we only need it for our casting group. I'm like, but you guys, it's very important, and I'm weak, and I'm on NYPD Blue. Are you on NYPD Blue? I go, yeah, I'm a cast member now. Oh, nice. Cast member. I was a guest star. I crashed one golf cart because I saw Whoopi Goldberg.
Why were you taking this golf cart? Just because you wanted to drive?
Drive around the studio. The studio is very big. The lot is huge. It is the Daryl Zanuck building is where Whoopi Goldberg was sitting in front when I crashed one of the golf carts.
Did she see you crash it?
Yeah, I smashed the front end of the golf cart. Don't let me drive your car.
I'm not letting you drive my car for sure. You ain't ever getting behind the wheel of my car, man.
I'm dangerous.
I see that. You're a dangerous man.
I'm dangerous.
You should have been playing side by side with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been doing action.
I met him on a movie called Last Action Hero.
I loved that movie. That was one of my favorite movies. That was a movie inside of a movie, which I liked. It was good.
So I'm in the scene where at the same location we filmed 2 scenes. The action scene where he's in a leather jacket and jeans, and then in another scene he's in a tuxedo with Maria Shriver in a gown, and they were arguing. I think we got to edit this part out.
Well, they're arguing now, that's for sure.
Well, they're divorced. But Comedy came into my lap as an accident. I'll make that short and sweet, not as long as the NYPD.
Well, I like listening to that. That's the whole. I like the acting part to hear.
Yeah, I've been in a lot. Bullet, The Hard Way, Godfather 3, The Lemon Sisters, Blue Jeans was the first. I did Mellow Shoes. I won the Tesh School of Arts Award. What else
Did you go to acting school?
No, Bill Cosby. I learned everything from the Cosby Show.
Wow.
Watched them do everything. That's why I said I could do it, because I watched them.
Right.
So, December would be 8 years. October would be 8 years that I joined the class. So a friend of mine, Gina, says to me one day, there's a free acting comedy class. Let's go. We'll go to lunch. We'll go to dinner after. We'll have fun. We'll buddies. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. I said, okay. No problem. I was like, comedy's not for me. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I don't want to write jokes. I don't know how to write a joke. So she goes, listen, it's free. It's 1 hour.
Right.
I want to do it. I want you to do it with me. So at the end, teacher goes, okay, guys, the class is done. The seminar is done, the pre-seminar. If you want to join the class, please see the girl outside. The class was $400. Mm-hmm. But if you joined that day...
And where's this class? Where was the class?
It was going to be at the Drama Bookstore uptown, right around here. At the Drama Bookstore, it was going to be the class downstairs. Mm-hmm. Okay, no problem. So she says, and then they moved it to Gotham Comedy Club. So she says, okay, this is the class. This is the thing. So $400 today, $60 off because you came and took this 1 hour thing. So my friend goes, Matt, $340. It's like, I don't have $340 to give to this. So she goes, so you in the Saturday? I go, yeah. She goes, how about I take another $60 off and make it $280? My friend's like, Matt, $280. We saved $120. I go, shut up, I got this. Shut up.
So we got it. We know we can get it down further.
So I go, I really not a comic. I'm just an actor, and it's okay. She goes, I go, I'm a SAG actor, so SAG gives discounts. She goes, how about another $60 off? $220.
From $400.
For 10 weeks, $22 a week, but you got to pay it up. Okay, so my friend says, don't worry. Puts a credit card down, one for me, one for Mario.
So you got it for her for $22?
Yeah.
Wow, so you got two for the price of one. Look at you, Matt.
Yeah.
That's a real Sicilian.
You got to go shopping with me. I know how to.
I'm good like that too, though.
I like that kind of stuff.
You know what I like? I like the play of it. And it's not even about it. I like to know that I can haggle.
Yes.
I can haggle with the best of me too.
I could haggle.
Haggle with the best of them.
My friends say that I may have some part of being Jewish, and I was like, okay, that's a good thing. That's a
little anti-Semitic, but that's all right. We're good.
No.
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying, but again, okay, is it because I like to save? Okay, so I go shopping a lot.
There's a lot. Let me tell you, a lot of Sicilians are worse than Jews. You know that,
yes,
right?
Yes.
They cry. You know the saying? They cry poverty with a loaf of bread underneath their arms.
Yes.
Right?
Well, because they came from nothing.
They came from nothing.
And this, I don't want to just say this is for Italians.
Yes.
Or for Americans, or any nationality has struggled to come here to make a life, to leave their family. My mother left her mother, her sister, my father, left all her family to come to America to be with my father, to have children. My grandfather, I met once, my mother's father, before he passed away. My grandmother, she came after I was born because I was sick. And then I met her in Italy once. I seen her 3 times. Once right before she died. She wouldn't die unless my mom was there. But is this mine?
That's yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to rob something. I don't want to haggle.
It's yours. You can have.
I don't want to haggle a bottle of water.
Can I have $3? 50 cents for you.
Okay. So comedy started out. So I'll tell you a quick thing. And
I wonder if they still have those classes.
They still do.
And how much are they now?
They're probably $4.50, $5.
You're gonna come with me if I want to go take the class and haggle for me.
Oh, I would haggle for you. I wouldn't even haggle for you. I just tell them straight out. She's with me. She gets that discount from 8 years ago.
I love it.
You gotta do that. Listen. One thing I love, Macy's.
Yeah.
So a jacket like this comes out, and it's normally, this was $125. So most people...
You look very handsome in it, by the
Thank you,
way.
my dear. So I don't buy it right off the bat. There's no need for me to buy it. I like it, I'll eye it, I'll keep an eye on it, or then it goes back on sale, it'll go down to 75, then back up to 125, then back to 80 something, then back up. I will watch it play up and down games until it goes to last act. Last act is when I show up and I get it for $49.99.
And that's what you got that jacket
Yes,
for?
this
That's
was
very
$49.
nice.
This might even a bit less. I have jackets that were $150, $200 that I paid $49. I've paid $37.
Now, how do you do this? You just how do you watch it? Because I don't go that far. So what do you? How do you do that?
I'm a haggler. I told you. So I just watch it because it's like my wardrobe. I have, guess how many jackets I own?
I'm sure you own a lot. I bet you 1,000.
No, I
Close.
own about 100 something jackets.
That's a lot of jackets.
That's a lot of jackets. I'm addictive.
It-
I have almost 200 bow ties.
Wow.
About maybe 80 button-down shirts, and probably a good 40 or something pants. So I'm constantly shopping because we have 4 seasons. Even though New York's 4 seasons are not like, if you like, Florida is like has 4 seasons, but their 4 seasons constant hot.
Right.
You can't wear white in January, but you could wear you could wear light blue,
Yes.
powder blue, light stuff. You can't wear, anything velour in Florida
Right.
because it doesn't fit the
Doesn't fit the genre. It
the
doesn't
genres,
fit.
the style doesn't
Right.
fit. But in New York, we have the same thing. New York, we have 2 seasons basically.
Now we do.
We have fall and summer.
That's it.
Because winter and spring are pretty much all cold till the end of May.
That's true.
And we're about to go into summer.
Yep.
And then in the fall, once October comes, we're already back in winter coats.
Yep.
So it's basically winter from October till April, right?
Right.
Till April.
Yep.
Even like the other day was so hot. Like a couple of weeks ago it was 80.
Do you wear a jacket in the heat too when you go on stage too, like that? Would you wear it? You still would wear a jacket?
Like if in the summertime
Yeah.
I'm going to a show, because I'm well known now on the streets as entertainer and stuff, yes, because I want to keep my look. I may not put a bow tie on because it's hot, but I've been on like summer comes,
Yeah.
my hair has to be up. My hair has to look like prestige, like it has to be cut, has to be cleaned,
Right.
has to be done, has to be spiked, has to go up, because you don't know who's in winter time. No, because winter, like I have a hat on, so I wear gloves, mittens, hat, scarf, so I'm all rolled up and covered up.
Right.
So I'll show up to a place, go to the bathroom, and then do my hair.
Right.
Yes.
So we did that today.
What do you mean? Well, today, I came in bundled up.
Yeah, because you were bundled up to. But it was colder than it was yesterday though.
Yes.
Yesterday was beautiful. Yesterday.
Even yesterday was beautiful. The other day was gorgeous. But this is the weather where you decide to go, oh, wow,
Yeah.
I'm going to go without anything.
And then it's freezing outside.
The other day was 82 in the day, went up to 86, and then it went down to what? Went down to 52.
It was 50.
52. The next day, we were in the 60s. And
It's
night,
crazy.
we were already in the 40s.
Yeah.
So now what happens is that you're dressed for style,
Right.
but the weather is not strong enough for your style, and you get sick.
It's so
Me,
true.
I'm a magnet for.
It's-
As soon as I'm a magnet. As soon as I change clothing, I will stay in a coat, whether it's medium coat or full coat,
Right.
all the way until like Mother's Day, like until I feel like it's
Going to stay
strong
warm.
and it's going to be hot, and we're going to go from Mother's Day all the way to the end. And even then, I bring a zip-up sweatshirt with me because at night it gets cold or it gets chilly.
And I'm
the
sure it's
trains-
cold inside too. Inside the comedy clubs. I mean, they have
Some
the AC.
comedy clubs, the AC, it just
Because there's so
blows-
many people in there and they blow it out.
They blow it out, the AC, and I'm not an AC person.
I don't love the AC either on my face. I don't mind it because when I get hot, but I rather the windows open.
I'd rather have the windows open.
Right.
I rather have a
That's
fan.
Italian in us.
Yep, I rather have the fan. I like to have the fan blowing, and have the windows wide open.
My grandfather used to say, get in the tub in the cold water. You don't need the AC on.
Yeah. I got to tell you, so back in the day, and I'm very nostalgic, they used to get these bricks of ice, big things of ice. And what they would do is they would keep it in a certain area that it would bring with the outside. It would chill the room with the ice.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you needed an air conditioner. All today, everybody, I need the AC. I can't stay. I need the AC.
Meanwhile, the AC makes you more sick because it's not circulated air. It actually makes you more sick.
Right.
Does.
And this is what I don't understand. Okay?
Yeah.
In the wintertime, when it's cold, we run to get warm and stay heated.
Right.
But in the summertime, when it's hot, we want to get cold.
Yeah.
Can you figure this out? Is this nuts? I don't
I
understand.
would rather it be cold than hot. I mean, hot than cold, though.
Me too. Me too.
Would rather
Let me tell you something.
I would rather be cold, warm than hot because cold. I hate.
You
the cold.
give me a beautiful night.
Yeah.
The other night I was in front of the comedy club, the comedy shop on Bleecker Street. And I took a stool outside, and they're like, "Oh, Mario, you're gonna help out and try to get people." I'm like, "No, I'm here fresh air.
I'm just sitting
I'm
outside because it's nice
sitting out here because it's nice out." But you sit out here and you could enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
Do you remember as a young girl, or as a part of your life, taking a chair and sitting in front of the house?
I sit on my stoop. I was a stoop creature.
Stoop
creature.
Stoop.
Always on stoop.
Well, I lived
And
in a
only
building.
people in New York and Brooklyn understand what a stoop it is.
That's it. Let me tell you something. I used to live in a building, and in the daytime, we'd sit in the backyard. Mm-hmm. Now we don't go anywhere near the backyard. I don't know what's back there that I don't want to see. At nighttime, we'd sit in front of the house. Mm-hmm. And we'd go down at 6 o'clock. We'd ride our bikes till about 8. Parents would be outside with the neighbors, yakking away. Then we go upstairs.
It's not like that anymore. Isn't that sad? You know why? Because these kids are on their
iPads and phones. I was doing a movie once, and this lady goes and gives the kids like, "Mommy, I need your phone. I need your phone." Need your what?
What?
You need your phone. So the mother goes, no, I got your tablet for you. Here's Mommy got you a tablet. And I'm like, do you know you're cooking that kid's brain? She's going to do her alphabets and her colors. Oh, when she can't put a number together and she can't figure out what's going on in her life. And she's not street smart. Because today, these kids...
True.
They don't have, we're so educated. We went to the best Ivy League school.
They're the educated idiots.
But where are you guys going with this? Let's talk. You don't have street smart. Street smart is important.
100%. It's common sense. I met more educated idiots in this world that have educations and have Ivy League educations, and I'll tell you a funny story. When I graduated nursing school, 30 years ago, I was me, and there was this other girl she was the valedictorian. And, I look and talk the way I do, so I look like, a cupcake, and people might not think I'm as smart as I was or how well I would do in school. And the valedictorian goes on the stage. I'll never forget to accept her award. And my professor goes around and says, "This girl is going to kill somebody because she is not smart, swift smart, where she uses common sense, because she's only book smart. Like she could work in like a laboratory maybe, but trying to think of something quick on your feet. Like when you have to be quick on your feet, and when you're working, especially in my field, if you're a nurse working on a unit at that time, you have to think quick on your feet in a situation. Yeah. You can't be worrying about how you're going to think about the proper answer. No, you have to have street smarts, and you have to have quick.
If you don't have street smart, you are going to go through life, and I feel bad not for now, the generation to come.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Because what happens
They're
is...
numb. They're numb.
You thinking now, so you have kids. Mm-hmm. You don't have grandkids.
No.
Okay, so when your grandkids are parents and their kids are possibly getting ready to get married, that's like probably 30 years from now, 20-something years from now, let's say. Your grandkids, what are they going to offer to their kids? They're going to even be even more off because they're not going to know what sitting on the stoop is, playing on music. They don't know what the 80s was about. Yes, the 80s are gone. We're going to accept they're gone. But you have to have street smart.
It's so true. I agree.
Street smart is the number one. I always say I have 2 educations, and my street education is better than my school education.
It's so true. I believe that too. I have both, and I could say my street education got me through most of my life.
It got you through to the point where it makes you like
it builds character.
Character. Like people say to me, you're conniving, you push your way through. It's not that I'm pushing.
It's not conniving. It's knowing what you want and how to get it. That's all. And it doesn't mean you're doing it in a vicious way.
Right? No.
People take people being ambitious because there's no ambition anymore. Right. So if you're ambitious now, all of a sudden you're what? No, I'm ambitious. I'm a hard worker. This is what I want. This is what I want to achieve. That doesn't make me like a conniver. It just makes me know what I want when I want it. That's it.
People today need to snap out of it, and they need to wake up because
I think the internet needs to get shut down for a while.
We don't need that. No, that I don't need. No, but I think what they need to do, and I'm not an educator. I don't want to be like, Mario's trying to tell us how to run our children. No, you run your children the way you see fit. It's your children. You had them. God bless you. I wish you only the best. But you giving them a tablet at 4 years old that's an adult would use to go to work with,
right?
Or an adult would use to edit and do this. These are computerized instruments that are made for the mind to do things that are for, and you're giving them with apps, and then they go, Mommy, I need your credit card. The game is $2.99, and the kid doesn't stop bragging and banging and bothering the mother. So she hands the kid a credit card. Now the kid's got a credit card on her iPad.
Right, and she's just swiping and
buying and doing things. Now, if you're doing this to your kid where you're giving them $1,000 computer and you're doing all this here, my age, 4 years old, you know what I had? Mm-hmm. Building blocks, Lego blocks, the ring with the thing,
a slinky. We had a slinky. That's it.
And the round thing with the circle. You drop the thing till you build up the.
And maybe a couple of GI Joes and some Barbies, and that's about it.
Mike Marino, who's a very well-known comedian, he talks about his childhood toys, slip and slide, and playing in the street,
But you know what? Because the parents now, they're all helicopter parents. They want their kids in helmets and elbow pads. I was just talking about this to somebody the other day too. I'm like, let the kids roll around in the dirt. Let them get hurt. This is what it is to be a kid. You can't be on top of them, but yet those are the same parents who'll give their kids 27 vaccines.
Yeah.
Right?
I have somebody, they put their kid in a bubble suit. We don't want Charlie to get hurt. He falls a lot. So we're going to just put him in a bubble. It's just so it protects him. If he falls, he won't get hurt. And
can you imagine one of us in a bubble suit at our age? What would happen to us if
we'd beat each other up?
We would be throwing each other down the stairs, but everybody would be making fun of us if we had that, right?
Yeah, but
we would be tossing each other down.
We'd be popping each other's bubbles. That's what we'd be doing.
Like, let's see if this works. Let's go up the second story building, Mario. Let's see if it works.
And listen, again, I'm not somebody to judge. I don't have children, but if that is something that people want to do,
I agree with you.
I mean, I'm sure you raised your children with a different outlook of protection.
I hope I did. I think I did.
But you also want to install what you had as a child. Things were different when you were young.
100%.
Today, you can't park your car. Like I have somebody who goes, I won't park my car in front of my house because there's a camera watches it. And then in case I'm late and I'm like, so you get a ticket. You pay your ticket. Back in the day, we didn't have that. Back in the day, we left cars at the hydrant. We left them.
We parked cars on the sidewalk.
One time we left the car. We left it on top of the sidewalk. Couldn't find spots. It was late. We had school the next day. My father just left it on top of the sidewalk. Got down at 7:30 in the morning. Went to park it. But then things were different.
Yep.
You didn't have cop callers. A lot of cop calls. My neighbor, she called her husband. You know what she got him? She dropped a full plant in a ceramic pot, a clay, what do they call terracotta?
Yeah.
She dropped the pot from the window, cracked her husband on the head.
Look, she didn't kill him.
Plant all over the ground. Then he's feeling his head what happened. And the wife's going, that was me, and it's for you. But that's the way it was.
Yep.
That's the way it was.
No, but it's so much different. It's sad because you know what? We had it so much better. Like, we didn't have phones. We left the house at 8:00 in the morning on a Saturday. We only came back for lunch and dinner, and that's it. We didn't see unless we were hungry, we didn't go home.
We didn't go home.
Even if we were hungry,
and we didn't do anything. If we saw something happen, it wasn't our business.
Right.
Today, everybody
and we stood in packs.
Do you have that app that you check if something's what's going on? And
the Citizen app? I shut it off. I can't take it no more.
My sister is addicted to the Citizen app. She calls me up. I go, are you patrolling the zone where I'm walking? Shootout on 58 and 2nd. I'm like on 50th and 3rd. Wrong. Oh, be careful because they might come down that street.
How did she know where you were? You're on the 360? She has you on 360?
She has me on 360. She has me on the Citizen app. And she called me up. She goes, don't go up Avenue M and East 14 because there was a violence on Avenue M and East 14. I'm like, where do you get on? Oh, the Citizens app just told me. I'm like,
oh my God.
She looks at her Citizen app like she's looking at like a map, like the Bible. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I gotta check if it's okay for me to go outside. Citizen app. Really? You're gonna allow this? Well, I don't want to be in the crossfire of anybody's situation. We had a problem in our building once. My sister goes and we had like a piece of wood that we kept in case just in case we had to just,
Right, whack somebody over the head. We got
so,
a little protection.
My sister
I have 2 golf clubs by my door.
That's nice. In case you want to go golfing. What she hasn't learned on the field, she'll learn on somebody's head. Do you have a ball? Do you throw the ball up the and go like?
I don't play golf with a ball. I play with your head if you come through my door.
So she put this thing in one day, and she's going, I hear noise, I hear thing, boom, boom, boom. She's putting this thing in. I'm like, okay. Now, ends up being nothing. I gotta go. I forget the sting's on top of the door. I unlock the door. I open up.
Actually, right. Jesus. Saw stars.
Another day she puts it in. She jammed it in so bad. I couldn't get the door open. I'm like, she's like, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Who are you talking to? I go,
what does she have in the bedroom?
Who's in the bedroom with it? So I get the hammer. She goes, you got to take the hammer and go up, 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 up. Thing fell down. It cracked me. It almost broke my toe.
Did you want to kill her?
Always. But I love it. It's my sister.
But you love her. That's all right. We still love it. But imagine, like, this is what we had. That was our way of having alarms on our house.
You remember putting the fire hydrant on?
Of course. Remember pulling the fire alarm?
Pulling the fire. We used to ring and run.
Yeah, ring and run. The door. We used to call people with no caller IDs. Hey, is the refrigerator running? Well, why don't you go catch it then? Remember, we used to call them up.
We used to do ring and run. We used to pull the fire alarm on. We had one on the corner of Avenue P and East 10. We pulled the alarm. Everybody would put their hands on it. We go, you ready? But we got to run. So who ran this way? Who ran that way? Who ran this way? And it was me because I ran the slowest. I'd always get caught. So like, ready? Everybody, 1, 2, 3. And then I would try to let go because there was a case.
So they would have you pull it?
They would pull it and go like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And just as they're ready to lop it out, I let go and they go Alarms going crazy. Fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire. And everybody's running all around the street. And here I'm going. And the guy goes, excuse me. Yes, officer. Do you know who just rang that alarm? No. He goes, was it you? He goes, let me see your hand. I go, me? I got a small hand, officer, and I'm a weak. I weighed 32 pounds when I was 9 years old until I was tube fed. And I was like, I can't reach, and I don't have the energy. They didn't know that I had 2 horns coming out of my head. We still run. You remember back in the day, we'd go up to a building and we'd hit all the buttons.
Yes, you'd ring all, we'd go like this. And ring all the bells.
And everybody go, huh, boop, boop, boop,
hello, who's it? Or buzz people in.
Buzzing in, and everybody's making noise. And
see, those was fun when we used to, and we always found each other we didn't have a cell phone, we didn't have a beep, we had nothing. We all found each other.
I remember.
We'd be at the park or we'd be in the schoolyard. That's it, right?
Schoolyard or the park.
And every night we'd find each other. Nobody would ever miss a beat.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Howard Beach.
Oh, so we had P Park. Everybody knew if we're gonna meet at P Park.
We either hung out at Charles Park, we hung out in the schoolyard, we hung out at 207, or we hung out at the Bow Wow. The big Bow Wow was on Crossway Boulevard. It was like an arcade. So we always knew each other. But I was in Richmond Hill first, and then I went to
quarter and 40 people wanted to play that quarter, right?
Yeah.
I remember my friends like, I don't have any money. Can I split the pay game with you? I just need a little fun. What am I going to do? You know what? I'm older than all of you friggin' people. Sure, okay, go. Here, have your turn. You pull one pig pole. You blah, 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 blah. You go in. Tap it on the side. You go blah, 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 blah. You come here. You go on this side. Blah, 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 blah. And you go blah, 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 blah. And then bloop, and then here, game over.
But how much fun did we have?
We had a lot of fun because we were raised on the street. Mm-hmm. You know, the fire hydrant. Today you open a fire hydrant. Oh my God, look at that! They opened the fire hydrant.
They're wasting water.
They're gonna have no water for a fire. There used to be somebody in my neighborhood go, "You're doing a bad thing. God's gonna punish you if there's a fire and there's no water. I hope I'm gonna." And I'm like, do me a favor. Go see go away. Go see where you, because that's what we were. We had the head for the thing.
For the thing to put the
front of the thing with the
sprinkler.
Sprinkler. So one of my neighbors would come out. He'd scrub underneath the fire thing, give it a soap, and wash it out. If he starts 7 in the morning, scrub. And then my mother would do like a small kind of barbecue. So my mother and the neighbor, and we'd have 50 kids out there. Bicycles and everybody.
And they don't do that anymore.
And then we'd have little burgers and hot dogs and a fire hydrant and we'd all.
And we had fun.
And we had
fun. No
quarter
technology.
Drinks. Do you remember the quarter drinks?
Oh my God, the quarter drinks, the orange ones, the grape ones, the green ones.
I love
like
the grape. You pop the top.
If you had $1, you were in big. You got
big.
2 quarter drinks, and you'd get a bag of sunflower or pumpkin seeds, and you'd be the best. Or bazooka. That would be my thing.
Mine was you get 2 quarter
or Bubblicious.
drinks. Bubblicious, oh my God. You remember the Bubblicious doll?
Yes.
My friend had that. You'd put the bubble gum on the back with the batteries, your big Duracell batteries, the big
they were like this big?
And see the C battery, or do you think C battery, and you put 3 or 4 in, she'd go, I'm a Bubblicious doll. I like my Bubblicious. And then you would put a piece in, and it would slide like a slide all the way to her mouth, and it put air in, and it would
blow the bubble. It was so cool.
Let me blow my bubble with you. And I'm like, oh.
That was a little provocative what they said, though.
How many, did you have siblings? Do you have siblings?
I was one of 5.
One of 5. How many times did you throw one of your brothers or sisters' dolls out the window? I threw my sister.
No, I was the baby, so I got tortured.
Oh, so your stuff went out the window.
My shit went out the window. I was told that there was people buried in the wall in my house. I got scared every day. Yeah, I got tortured. I had fun, but they did take me on their adventures with them. That was fun.
Remember the first Superman movie in the 80s?
We were just talking about that with Christopher Reeves, and he was the best Superman, and Gene Hackman was the best Lex Luthor.
I worked with him on the World Tannenbaums with Gene.
I love Gene Hackman.
He gave a guy named Radio Man. I don't know if you know who Radio Man. Radio Man was a guy that he's still with us. I just saw him a couple of weeks ago. He goes around to all the movie sets. He gets like the thing, and he shows up, and they give him parts in it because he's considered like a groupie of movies. Woody Allen gave him something. Gene Hackman took off his watch on the Royal Tannenbaums and gave it to him in front of me. Whoopi Goldberg bought when she hosted the Oscars, gave him 2 tickets, 1 ticket.
Oh, that's so nice.
Bought him a tuxedo, everything. He lost the ticket. I don't know how he got in touch with her. She gave him another ticket, and he got to go to the Oscars, and very well known.
Oh, do you still act too?
Yeah.
You still
love
act
it.
What was the last movie you were in?
I did Cruise with Gino Caffarelli.
Of course I know Gino.
Gino Caffarelli. It was Robert Siegel directed and Gino wrote it. I've done some other parts, some other movies, things.
But mainly right now you're doing comedy.
Comedy. I'm focused on working on my first special. Let's hope that it comes before.
I know what's going to happen for you.
Oh, you do?
Yes. I know because I know it.
Your palm reader?
Because you're a star.
You're going to read my palm?
Because you're a star. I don't have to read your palm. I can feel your energy.
You know, my book is out. My book came out 10 years ago. I'm writing a second one now. It was called From Hopeless to Hollywood.
Oh.
And it talks about my entire life as a sick child, growing up, being sick, and then on to being a star.
And look at you now, and you're a very popular comedian now, and it's great. Can you tell everybody when your next upcoming shows are?
I have shows all the time, but you could catch me if you're in New Jersey at Catch a Rising Star in Princeton Junction. I'm there a lot. I post on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my story. May 2nd, I'm in Brooklyn. If you're in Brooklyn, you want to see me, I'm at a place called On the Rocks in Cropsey Avenue. And then they got Mother's Day, May 11th. I'm at Panino Rustico in Bay Ridge.
Right by me, right down the block. My daughter works there too. Thank you, Louie.
and your daughter works there?
She works in the one in Howard Beach and in the one in Rockaway. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Louie. So Panino Rustico Mother's Day brunch is going to be a fun show. What else do I have? I have a lot of other shows coming up and working on stuff.
That's
Mostly,
exciting.
You could see me at the comedy shop. I'll be there tonight with my boy Ted Jones.
And what time tonight is it?
8 o'clock.
8
Why, is this live?
No.
Oh, so...
No. Just curious. For me, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll come later.
I would be honored.
I would love to go. And tell everybody where you can find you on social media so they can find you.
Mario Bosco Comedy, Instagram, TikTok, and your sister's in. So you said you had questions.
You answered a lot of my questions already. You told me.
I got a question. What's going on with these cats?
This is the name of my show, Cats and Pudding.
Why, you like cats and pudding?
I like cats and pudding. You want me to tell you where it came from? I'll tell you where it came from. I was sitting on my sofa one night with my cat sitting on my lap, and they heard it 100 times.
How many cats do you have?
I have 2. Well, now I have 3, but I had 2 at the time. And I don't know what he is now. My boyfriend, my ex, I don't know, my current thing, I don't know what he is. But he gave me hot pudding from a pot, brought it over to me. I'm sitting there eating it with a towel out of the pot like an animal with my cat on me. And I'm going, Jesus, this is what my life has become, cats and pudding. It went from diamonds and parties to cats and pudding. And then I thought it was a good name for a show because it's everything. We talk about everything from cats to pudding. So what do you think? 2 double-edged name.
Does your cat ever end up in the pudding?
No, his foot did.
Is that what that is?
No, well, I have a black cat, but this is not any of my cats though.
No, so you're not proud enough?
I should get the pictures of my cats.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a cat person.
You're not?
I gotta say, I hate to bust that.
That's okay.
I respect you. I love you. I think you're amazing. But I'm not a cat person.
You know, I never was. Until recently.
I'll tell you why. I feel like, and we're going to discuss one other thing real quick.
Okay.
One thing I don't like them is, to me, I don't find them it's a useful pet. They're good in the house. They're there.
Why? Because you don't think they're as friendly as dogs?
Right, dogs. You know what? Dogs, you could snuggle up with, roll up to it. You could take
But
it out.
it depends on the cat. No, it
Yeah,
does
but
depend on the cat.
How you gonna take your cat out on a leash? Meow.
Well, no, I wouldn't
meow.
walk my cat, but
You
my
wouldn't walk your cat because nobody would cat.
But I wouldn't even want to walk the dog. I'll be honest
Okay, I
with
wouldn't
you.
want to walk nothing. But I have friends that are in their 30s now, and I'm talking about male friends that are, and I'm like, did you lose your mind? He's got a backpack with the cat in the backpack, and I'm like, really? Is that
I don't think I would go that far to carry my cat around. That's a little crazy.
It's like having, and I don't want to have anybody hate me for this, but it's like seeing adults push a carriage
with the
dogs
dog.
in.
That's annoying.
That to me is like, it's like that you have taken that dog to the next level. Because if you had a kid, and the kid goes, Mommy, can I go in the carriage? You're like, no, you have to walk.
Right.
Walk. But the dog you put in the carriage.
It doesn't make sense. That bothers me.
I gotta tell
And
you
that's why I have a cat, because I don't want to walk it. See, there you go. You just answered my question.
A dog that's small and fluffy, you could hold, you could put it in. I see people carrying it in a harness or in a bag. I like the little doggies. They go inside the pocketbook and you.
But I think that's so demeaning.
They take poops in a Chanel bag.
Their Louis Vuitton stinking shit.
Bags, this shit. Oh, you pooped in my bag. What did you eat? Oh my God! Now you gotta wipe it out. Oh God, Jesus!
I think that's terrible.
But
I can't
to
see putting
me,
that.
dogs are meant to be in the house. They're meant to walk. Am I wrong, Jeff?
You know I agree with you.
Oh,
knows I agree.
She does. She agrees. He agrees. He definitely agrees. What do you do if somebody's heckling you at a show?
it depends on what they're saying. You know, some comics, like, they yell back at them, or they'll just say, hey, I got control of the mic, F you, whatever. And I don't like that. I try to, I'm not good responding, because if I respond, it could turn into something that will cause me to get thrown out of a comedy club for respond, because these are their customers. Now, there are people that just want to have conversation. I've been at a show where I'm on stage and there's a table for a party, but they're talking like they're in their own house.
Right.
And I'm like, excuse me, and I'm up here. You don't want to listen? I mean, there's a lobby. I mean, I try to be polite.
Right.
And I try not to respond with profanity or anger or being bullied. You know, I don't want to be nasty, because it'll end up hurting me
you
at the end.
Right. So you handle that. That's a nice way to handle it, though. So you handle it more in a diplomatic way.
If they answer stuff like, you know, like, are you a guy or a girl? And I say, whatever you like, I am. Or, what is your preference in? And I'm like, sir, thank you. You answered your question. This is not the White House conference. This is Mario Bosco on stage. But I try to handle it to a point, because heckling is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Especially when they're intoxicated.
Yeah.
The more they drink, the more they feel like they want to be part of the show.
Right.
Like, I was at a comedy club, and one lady says to the owner, or to the guy, I want to be in the front row. I can't see in the back, and I can't hear really well. So please put me in the back. Now, we know from the past that she knows she just wants to interact with the show.
Right, she wants to interact with
So what we do is right away we know that she's coming, because you could tell we already have her on the list, Mrs. Such and Such.
Right.
Pain in the PIA. So we put reserve on all the front tables. That's it. This way, if she goes, I want that table. Man,
No, it's
sorry,
reserved.
that's reserved. It was pre-reserved. That's a reserved. Oh, so where you gonna put me back there? No, we'll put you right here. So then, in case it can be controlled.
Right.
But when they're up front, they drink.
Yeah.
They can't handle their look at. Well, let me tell you, why can't I come up there? Or Charlie, you didn't buy me anything for dinner tonight. I'm like, excuse me, would you like the mic, Charlie? It's like, would you like this? I mean, it doesn't happen that often, and I'm getting stronger on handling it, but it's a very complex
thing.
situation because you do get it. Most times, like on a Friday night, they're young kids.
Yeah.
And they're just yelling things out that just at random.
Right, because they just want attention at this point.
They want attention. But when women that are in their 50s and they're doing that,
that's a little.
Then I'm like, honey, either your husband's not good.
Your husband's not giving it to you. You have no life, lady, that you're doing this right now.
Like,
so
you go do this.
She needs attention. You need some attention.
Go for, what's that coupon day at the supermarket? Attention all shoppers. The coupons are in
the red light special.
The red light special is on now. I gotta go. Give me. Like some people buy 80 cans of tuna fish because they're 50 cents on sale.
And then they throw them out anyway because they don't use them all. So it doesn't make sense. So, well, you know what? That's a good way to handle people, I think. I think you got to handle them back with humor or go back at them.
Recently, I had Mason. I think I was a heckler when I came to your shop because I was scared. I recently had a facial.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
How was your facial in my shop? That's what I want. In my office.
It was hydrafacial. Hydrafacial. I loved it. I was scared because I felt like that metal tube was like,
That's a microdermabrasion.
Right, but it was
turns
like
over your skin.
Suctioning.
It's suction.
And I felt like it was pulling something, like it was ripping something off my face. And I was like, I don't know if it was the metal ring. It felt like the metal, like, like as if this thing is not here. And it's just a metal scraping alongside.
Well, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to scrape your skin.
But it was very hydration.
Oh, nice.
I liked it. And
your face looks great.
One thing I like that I use, I didn't use it today because I used it yesterday. I try to use it every day, is the gentle cleansing.
You love my gentle cleanser. Everybody, go see it on my website, Jen's Gentle Cleanser at Dolce Aesthetics.
Yes. One thing I liked about it is most things that we've bought products, it irritates me.
And this one did it.
It automatically, I feel like it burns, and then I have to rip and itch my face apart. And this here, I only use like a little bit, like this enough just to get it in my face.
That's all you need.
I go across my face, eyes, ears, down, and then I go underneath. And it feels nothing, like no sensation, no itch, no burn, no pinches.
That's because it's a gentle cleanser.
It's gentle.
I'm so glad you love it. I'm going to send you more.
Yes, well, I'll be rating you.
Thank you. You better be rating me on my site, and you better be rating me on Yelp, and rating me on
No,
Google.
I meant rating, meaning robbing you.
Oh, robbing me. Okay, he's going to be robbing me instead of rating me. He's going to rob me instead of rate me.
I will definitely definitely rate your shop and rate you.
Thank you so much.
And I do want to tell people, this is my camera, I do want to tell people that if you're looking for the best facial, forget what when they have that other kind of facials, the mud mist, the yellow mist, the green mist, or they have that other stuff. You need hydration. It's the best facial, right? I think it is.
It's the best.
What would you say a good facial would be that people are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars?
This is the best, and it's a good price, and it works. It's
and
really
it works,
good.
and it also.
And he loved it. He looks amazing.
And I like
I'm gonna make you do a commercial for me in my office.
Yes,
I love that.
I will be there. I think I'm coming in tomorrow.
Yes, you are coming in tomorrow.
Just getting some dark
Thank you
spots.
so much for answering me my questions. I appreciate it.
Go, Dolce Aesthetics. How many locations we got?
4.
4 locations, guys. So there's no excuses that you guys cannot go to Dolce Aesthetics and get your facial. Summer's coming. We're in spring. It's a beautiful weather coming. You want to look good. You want to get the gentle cleanser.
Yep, gentle cleanser at DolceAesthetics.com.
Let me tell you right now, go to, what is it?
Dolce Aesthetics, New York.
NewYork.com.
That's .com.
.com. Listen to me. Go there. Order yourself this product. I advise it. I felt like I was gonna get pinches and pokes and needles and scratches, and guess what? It is soft and buttery, soft and light. It's gel formed. It's amazing.
Shoot, you know what? You did the best commercial I've had. Thank you.
Your suntan lotion just as well.
Thank you.
I haven't tried it yet.
Well, you can't give me a comment
review?
until you try it though.
I will try.
So you'll try it next time. All right, and then you'll give me another commercial. That was great, Mary. I'm so glad you came on my show today, and I hope you come back and you can tell me about all your stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
I usually have you people come back in six months, so maybe I'll have you come back sooner.
Oh, I would love that.
Thank you so much for coming on today. It was a great interview.
Yes.
Thank
Did
you
get
so
everything
much.
You wanted?
I think I got everything. I got everything I wanted. You told me everything. He told me everything. Everybody, thank you for tuning in today. And I'm so glad, Mary, you came in today.
I get in here in the studio. She has
I got my
4
paper.
pages.
Well, 2 are for you. 2 are from the last guest.
Who's the last guest?
Was the last guest who was on before
Oh, so
you.
you're the last guest and not me.
You are the last guest. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today, and we'll see you soon. Cats and Pudding.
Right there,
Thank
baby.
you. That was awesome.